In one day, we have the Episcopal bishop in New Hampshire explaining that his clergy need to have their wills written and their affairs in order because they may be called to stand up against tyranny in the United States right now to the point of dangerousness, to the point where their lives may be at risk, to the point where he is talking about martyrdom in his church. The same day, the Catholic Archbishop for the U.S. Armed Services says it would be morally acceptable for U.S. service members to refuse orders from this president to invade a country that he is currently threatening. The very next day, the three highest-ranking Catholic clerics in the United States, cardinals who oversee Washington, D.C., and Chicago and Newark, all released a joint statement lambasting the foreign policy adventurism of the U.S. government right now, saying it calls into question the, quote, moral role of our country. And, you know, that's a lot all at once. I mean, whether or not you're a religious person, even if you are a religious person, whether or not these developments are from your faith tradition, I think it's safe to say there's something going on when big, mainline, mainstream religious leaders of very, very large, very influential religious denominations in the United States start talking in terms this stark. Start literally talking about martyrdom. Start trying to bring their moral force to bear against the behavior and actions of a U.S. president and the U.S. government that he commands.
What role do faith communities play in all of this? I know that many Catholic bishops and cardinals have come out and said that this is totally unacceptable.
Yeah.
You know, one, I believe it was an Episcopal bishop, has said that their clergy may have to actually prepare themselves to a new age of martyrdom to protect people. What role do faith communities play in all of this? Or can they?
Yeah, faith communities play a powerful role, and they're showing up in powerful ways across this country. As you say, they can speak truth to power. They can use their pulpits, their positions, their moral authority to speak out against the abuses of power that are happening. They can remind us that the greatest commandment is love. They can remind us, they can speak out against the false idolatry of Christian nationalism using these different platforms.
You know, many of the people who are in support of this sort of thing, even some of the people who are in ICE, actually cite their Christian faith as a justification for this. What would you say to those people? Is there anything from your experience of faith that you would say to them?
I mean, I think I would remind them of our shared humanity in this moment. I would remind them of the greatest commandment, to love thy neighbor. I would remind them of Matthew 25. What you do unto the least of thee, you do unto me. And I would remind them that they have agency in this moment and they can walk away.
Yes, they're not in the army. They're allowed to quit.